Welcome back to Curfew Stories, Volume .9. Last time we explored the reality of fear through stalkers and intruders. But tonight, we cross a different boundary. We look into cases that even the police, scientists, and historians have failed to crack. These are the mysteries that have been documented but never solved. The disappearance of Miyuki. From the quiet, empty streets of a Japanese town to the depths of a pristine lake, and a sound that drove an entire city mad. These are not urban legends. These are the glitches in our world. This is the Unexplained. It was 1991 in the Koki Prefecture, Japan. Miyuki Ishii, a 20-year-old student, was on a bus heading home after her university classes. She was seen by other passengers and the bus driver. The bus pulled into her quiet residential neighborhood. It was early evening. Miyuki stepped off the bus. Multiple witnesses saw her walk a few meters down the sidewalk, only a short distance from her own front door. She turned a corner, and then she was gone, poof, in a quiet, well-lit street. Miyuki disappeared completely. There were no signs of a struggle, no screams. No tire marks. No one saw a suspicious vehicle. Her purse was never found. The police searched every square inch for months. Nothing. To this day, the case remains unexplained. It's as if the world simply opened up. The Amelia Earhart of Lake Michigan. In 1937, a pilot, George Cawley, was flying a light plane across the lake, accompanied by a young woman. The weather was perfect. The plane was seen flying over the eastern shore, but the plane never arrived in Chicago. What's stranger is that nobody knew who the young woman was. No friends, no family, no flight records listed her. No wreckage was found, no body, no oil slick. The vast, deep waters of Lake Michigan kept their secrets. They hum. Imagine a constant, low-frequency hum, like a diesel engine idling. Since the 1990s, residents of Taos have been reporting this noise. It drives them to insanity. They can't sleep. Scientists have descended on the town with equipment, but the sound can't be measured. Is it a secret government experiment, or something far more sinister? A signal that only certain people are tuned to receive? The Taos hum is still humming, and for some it is the soundtrack to a life sentence in an invisible prison. December 1st, 1948. A man's body is found on Somerton Beach, Adelaide, Australia. He is impeccably dressed, but all the labels have been cut out of his clothing. In his pocket, they find a train ticket to a nearby beach that he never boarded. There are no signs of trauma. An autopsy finds no trace of poison. But the most baffling discovery is made later, stitched into a tiny, hidden pocket in his pants. They find a scrap of paper with the words Tamam Shud written on it. This is Persian, for it is finished. It's the final page of a famous book of poetry, the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. The book is eventually found in the back seat of an unlocked car. On its back cover, there's a faint, hand-drawn code. It is still unbroken by the world's best cryptographers. Was he a spy? Was it a suicide? A murder? No country ever claimed him. He is a man without a name, a historical unknown that the 20th century failed to identify. He walked onto that beach, laid down, and simply finished, leaving behind an unsolvable riddle. 5 friends, all experienced sailors, set out on a 17-foot boat, the Sarah Joe, from the Hawaiian island of Maui. They were going on a casual fishing trip, but a massive, unexpected storm rolled in shortly after they left. They were never seen again. A huge Coast Guard search operation covering thousands of square miles of ocean turned up nothing. 10 years later, a shocking discovery was made. The wreckage of the Sarah Joe was found on a tiny, uninhabited island. Near the wreck, they found a small, shallow grave. A jawbone was recovered, confirmed to be that of one of the crew members. But what about the other 4? How did the small, open-hull boat cross the entire Pacific Ocean? Who buried him? The island was so remote that no one had visited it in decades. The Sarah Joe sailed into the storm, its final journey an unexplained mystery. We end tonight with the granddaddy of all true, unexplained mysteries, the Marie Celeste. In 1872, the cargo ship was found adrift. Its sails were set, and its cargo of industrial alcohol was perfectly intact. But there was nobody on board. No signs of a pirate attack. No storms. The captain's log was found in his cabin. But the only lifeboat was missing. There was food on the table, and the crew's personal belongings were undisturbed. 10 people, including the captain's wife and young child, simply vanished from a perfectly functional ship. Did they panic and jump ship? Was it a massive wave? An explosion that left no trace? To this day, the Marie Celeste is the ultimate unknown. A ghost ship whose silence is the loudest scream. 6 true mysteries. 6 doors to the unknowable. Miyuki is still turning that corner. The Somerton man's code remains unbroken, and the Marie Celeste is still sailing, forever manned by an invisible crew. Thank you for braving Curfew Stories Volume 9, The Unexplained. What did you hear in the hum? Share your theories in the comments. Type unknown if you survived this volume. Subscribe to stay out of the void, because sometimes the reason is simply unexplained. Curfew Stories. The void is waiting.